Well, hello and good morning, students. I just hope you all are fine and staying cool at home and enjoying this online session. As you all know that I am Vikas sir from Eklavya Educational Complex, and my dear students, I just also hope that you are strictly following this COVID protocol. My dear students of class 9th, today we are going to start a new chapter, that is tissue. When the complexity of the organisms gradually increases, then cell will group to form tissue, from tissue to organ, organ to organ system, and finally formation of higher organisms takes place. So in this chapter we are going to study about what is tissue. So a tissue is a group of cells performing some specific function. Tissue is a group of cells, similar or dissimilar cells, performing a specific function. And these tissue are broadly classified in your textbook into two types, that is plant tissue and animal tissue. So the tissue which is responsible for the formation of plant and their body parts is known as plant tissue, and the tissue which is responsible for the formation of the body parts of animal is known as animal tissue. And my dear students, there are some differences that are being given in this PDF, and through this video classes I will explain what are the difference between plant tissue and animal tissue. So mostly plant tissue are dead supportive tissue and are found more abundant number inside this inside this plant. Means it is found abundantly in the plants in comparison of living tissue which is found inside the animal body. The second difference is plant tissue requires less maintenance energy, whereas living tissue require more maintenance energy, because in living tissue or in living cells so many metabolic functions are smoothly running time to time, which requires more energy. And this plant tissue is differentiated into meristematic tissue and permanent tissue, and in animal tissue no differentiation of meristematic and permanent tissue will be there. Second, in plant body this tissue organization is very simple, whereas in animal body tissue organization is complex. That's why in animal body division of labor will be there, and in plant this tissue organization is meant for a stationary habit of plants, but the tissue organization is meant for high mobility of animals. Means animal tissue are movable. So these many are the differences between plant tissue and animal tissue. Now one by one we are going to study in detail about this plant tissue as well as in animal tissue. So plant tissue are broadly classified into meristematic as well as permanent, and again this meristematic tissue are divided into three different parts on the basis of their position, that is apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. And permanent tissue are again classified into two types, simple permanent as well as complex permanent. And again this simple permanent will be classified into three different types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. And this complex permanent tissue are divided into two types, that is xylem and phloem. So, my dear students of class 9th, I just hope that this sketch diagram of the classification of plant tissue is very much clear to everyone. And once again, I am going to repeat this. Plant tissue are divided into two parts: meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. So the tissue which are continuously dividing is known as meristematic tissue, whereas the tissue which stop their division capability is known as permanent tissue. On the basis of position, meristematic tissue are of three types: apical meristem, intercalary meristem, and lateral meristem. And on the basis of organization of cells, whether it is one type of cell or different types of cell, on that basis permanent tissue are classified into two different types, that is simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent are again divided into three different parts: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma, whereas complex permanent tissue are divided into xylem as well as phloem. Simple permanent contain one type of cells only, simple type of cells only, whereas complex permanent tissue contain different types of cells. Now we are going to study about meristematic tissue. We are going to study about meristematic tissue. So what is meristematic tissue? Once again I am going to define it and their characteristics in detail. The tissue which are continuously dividing is known as meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissue, that means this tissue are mostly found on the growing part of the plant, such as shoot part, means stem part, as well as root part, because root have to also undergo in search of water and minerals. So if the root of the plants are longer, means that their root hold the soil tightly, and newly stems are, you can see that newly stems are increasing their height due to this meristematic tissue only. And this meristematic tissue have different shapes, like oval shapes, spherical shape, rectangular shape, polygonal shape, etc. And this tissue can be changed into any shape, size, number, etc. And this process, this phenomenon is known as totipotency. What is totipotency? Means if a simple type of tissue can change their shape, size, number, etc., so that phenomenon is known as totipotency. And what is totipotent cell? The cell which have this ability to change in any shape, size, and number is known as totipotent cell. And meristematic tissue are showing the phenomenon totipotency. So these cells have intercellular space, means these cells are not tightly held together with each other, and these cells have dense cytoplasm and a small nucleus which is at the corner, and large size vacuoles are at the center. That is general in all the plant cells. This having this intercellular spaces, so this meristematic tissue are not tightly held with each other. Now where these meristematic tissue are present, new part of the stem, in fleshy stem, as well as in the root part, and it is also present in the main trunk of the plant to increase their girth. So mainly this meristematic tissue functioning as increase in height of the stem, increase in height of the root of the plants, increasing the girth of the plants, can be changed into any different shape, size and number. Like if you are studying tissue culture, means a simple somatic cell of the plant, a simple body cell of the plants undergoes the phenomenon of totipotency to form so many saplings, and on the basis of position, this meristematic tissue are divided into three different parts. On the basis of position, this meristematic tissue are divided into three main parts. What are that? Apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. So one by one we are going to study about all these three different types of meristematic tissue based on their loci or position. So apical meristem are present on the tip of the shoot, on the tip of the stem, as well as on the tip of the root, and it helps in increasing the length of the stem, as well as it helps in the increasing the root of the plant, so that the root of the plants goes deeper and deeper in search of water and minerals. Along with it holds the soil tightly, and which enables the plant to stand upright. Means altogether the function of apical meristem is increasing height, and these apical meristem are found on the tip of the stem. Second one, intercalary meristem. And these intercalary meristem are being found between two nodes of the plant, between two successive nodes of the plant. Node means where new stems are arises, and this is the area of intercalary meristem. It also helps in increasing the length between two successive nodes. Then coming to the third type of meristematic tissue, which are present on the both the lateral side of the stem, Which type of stems? The stems which are just above from the root, and it helps in increasing the girth of the plant. That means it helps in increasing the width of the plant. So my dear students, in this video lecture today this much only, and we shall continue on next video lecture along with next live classes with remaining topics. Before I am concluding this video, I am giving you some assignment in the form of assignment. In that form, some questions are being there, and you have to solve it. And before that, once again, I am just going to recap it. We have studied the definition of tissue, as well as we have studied why this tissue is required. After that, we have studied the two different types of tissue, that is plant tissue and animal tissue, as well as we have studied their differences between plant and animal tissue, and we have studied the sketch diagram of the classification of tissue. And in that sketch diagram, plant tissue are divided into two parts, meristematic and permanent. Meristematic tissue are divided into three different parts on the basis of their position: apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. And this permanent tissue are divided into two types again: simple permanent, which is made up of simple type of cells, and complex permanent, which is made up of different types of cells. And this simple permanent tissue is divided into three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. And complex permanent tissue are divided into two different types, that is xylem and phloem. As well as we have studied in detail about meristematic tissue and their types. So based on this topic what I have taught you today, I am giving you some assignment. You have to just solve it. The first question is define tissue. Second questions, what are the different types of tissue? Third one, write any 5 differences between plant tissue as well as animal tissue. Next one, draw a sketch diagram to show the classification of plant tissue. Next question, write about the characteristic features of meristematic tissue and their functions. And next questions, what are the different classification of meristematic tissue based on their position? So I just hope that everything is very much clear in this video classes. Thank you students to watch this video, and you have to solve all the assignment. If any question or if any doubt or if any query is there, you may just ask without taking any permission during the live classes. And just take care of yourself and your family member and strictly follow this COVID appropriate behavior.